Good day everyone, my name is Micaela Manalo and this is my report in Virus Education, Chapter 7, Common Crimes. Revised Penal Code Act No. 3815 took effect on January 1, 1932. Felonies Act or omission punishable by law are felonies, delitos. Felonies are committed not only by means or of deceit, dulo, but also by means of fault, culpa. So, pag sinabing felonies act of omission punishable by law are felonies delitos is, ibig sabihin nito is, sila yung gumagawa ng masama. Sila yung gumagawa ng mga krimen, just like that. Next is, dun sa sinasabi itong dulo, is, ang meaning ng dulo is, sinadya nilang gawin yung masama, or sinadya nilang gawin yung krimen. Pag sinabi naman kulpa, wala silang intensyon, pero may kapabayaan, kaya nakagawa sila ng krimen or masama. Next is, no crime where no law punishing it. Crimes in general are those acts which are declared by law to be punishable commission, or any such act which are required by law to be performed and non-performance of the same are made punishable by law omission. There is no crime where there is no law punishing it. So, meaning ito is, for example, may new scam na ginawa ang mga scammers. Tapos, hindi pa nag-i-access yung batas para dito. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng hulihin or hindi mo siya sampahan ng, hindi mo siya pwedeng sampahan ng kaso hanggat wala pang batas na lumalabas tungkol dito. Next is why crimes are punishable. So, crimes are being punished or serve as deterrent for its further commission, the same being prejudicial or dangerous to the members of society. Hence, its primary purpose is preservation of the peace and order, which is one of the most essential functions of government. The very reason why the latter has the only authority to declare an act a crime by way of enactment of the criminal law, enforcing the same, prosecutes and punish for its violation. So, meaning ito is, kaya pinaparusahan ang may gumagawa ng masama para syempre, para hindi na ulitin ito at syempre yung ginawa nilang masama is may kaparusahan. Next is intelligence. So, intelligence is the person's capacity to distinguish what is good from bad, what is correct from wrong, and what is moral from immoral, and what is lawful and unlawful. Hence, the insane, the imbecile, the minor cannot be held criminally liable for lack of intelligence. So, meaning nito is, ang intelligence is kakayahan ng tao kumilala ng tama at mali. Siyempre, kailangan sa isang tao alam nila kung ano ba yung tama at kung ano ba yung mali sa mga ginagawa nila. Next is intent. Is the mental disposition of a person to do a desired act. It is deliberate in the sense that it is induced by his thought, expresses through his action or behavior. Thus, criminal intent is manifested by a voluntary act and done with malice. It is means to achieve or definite result. So, ang meaning nito is, ang intent is sinadyang desisyon na gumawa ng act. At napinakita niya ng kusang niyang ginawa at may masamang intensyon. So, next is outgoing is to commit an extremely virtuous or deeply insulting act. There is cruelty or to clarify the killing into murder when other wounds were inflicted upon him while still alive. So, meaning nito is, for example, sinaksak si Juan tapos habang humihinga pa siya is tinorture siya bago siya pinatay. So, next is scalping of the death. The killer scalped the death when the intestine were removed and hung around the neck of the victim brother as a necklace, and the lungs and liver were facetiously described as pulutan. So, pag sinabing scalping of the death is, for example, pinatay mo na yung biktima tapos binastos mo pa yung katawan niya. So, yun yung sinasabing scalping of the death. So, next naman is homicide. Any person who kill another without falling under parricide or murder is guilty or homicide. Pag sinabing homicide is, example, sa suntukan, sinaksak ni Pedro si Juan dahil sa init ng ulo. So, dahil lang sa galit, kuwari sa gulo, dahil lang sa galit, napatay mo yung isang tao. Yun ang sinasabing, dun papasok yung sinasabing homicide. Next is victim refusal of medical help. Refusal of proper treatment does not remove the offender or liability for victim death. So, pag sinabi dito is, for example, nasaktan mo yung isang tao, tapos nag-offer yung suspect ng operation, ng mga panggamot, mga ganito ganyan. Tapos tinanggihan ng victim, tapos namatay siya. So, ang liable pa rin or mapaparusahan is yung suspect. Kasi, siya yung may gawa kung bakit kailangan magpa-opera or kailangan magpagamot yung nung victim. Kaya papasok pa rin ito sa sinasabing homicide or murder. So next is contributing act of offender. The offender is liable if his act contribute to the victim death even if the victim also injured himself. So for example, binaril na ni Pedro si Juan, tas umuwi si Juan at nagpakamatay siya. Natuluyan ang namatay. So dahil sa sugat na natamo sa baril dahil nga binaril ni Pedro is ang may kasalanan pa rin is si Pedro. So, next is parasite. Killing of a father, mother, child, ascendant, descendants, or spouses where relationship is an essential element. So, meaning parasite is, for example, si Pedro pinatay ng tatay niya. So, yung sinasabing parasite. Next is infanticide. Killing of a child less than 3 days old, regardless of relationship, penalty is lower if done by mother or maternal grandparents to conceal dishonor. So, pag sinabing infanticide is kung pinatay ang baby less than 3 days old, infanticide po yan. So, kahit ano yung relationship ng killer sa baby, pero kung mother or maternal grandparents or lola ang pumatay, lower penalty lang yung matatanggap. Next is accidental homicide, death caused by a lawful act without negligence with no criminal liability. So, for example, may fire drill tapos may nahulog na accidentally sa hagdan. Kahit okay naman, like may safety, okay naman yung procedure, sinusunod naman ng mga nag-fire drill, is meaning nun is walang pa rin makukulong. Next is death in tumultuous affray, Act 251 RPC. When several persons, at least 4, fight confusedly and someone is killed, those proven to inflicted serious injuries on the victim are liable for his death. So, for example, may kaguluhan sa kalsada. Nagbugbugan doon, isa namatay pero hindi alam kung sino yung pamatay. So, lahat ng kasali dun sa gulo na yon is kakasuhan ng death caused in tumultuous affray. Next is death or physical injury under exceptional circumstances, Act 247 RPC. Spouses or his parents in case of a daughter under 18 living with them who kills or injuries upon surprise in sexual intercourse suffer only the penalty or distero. No penalty is if only injuries are inflicted. Example, hindi lang po to sa may anak, pero sa may asawa na rin. So, for example, sa may asawa. So, nahuli mo yung asawa mo na nakikipag-sex sa kabit niya. Then, dahil sa galit, pinatay mo silang dalawa. Hindi siya guilty as murder, but may penalty ito. So, ang penalty niya is distero, which is hindi siya pwedeng makalapit sa isang lugar. Example, 25 kilometer, ganun yung kalayo dapat yung ilayo mo doon sa lugar na sinabi ng korte. Para walang gulo na mangyari. Pero kung injury lang naman is wala siyang magiging penalty kasi naiintindihan naman ng batas na yung emotion mo nga na nakita mo yung asawa mo na nakikipag-sex sa kabit niya. So next is serious physical injuries are 263 RPC, inflicted when a person wounds another causing insanity, blindness, or loss of speech, hearing, smell, limbs, deformity, or incapacity to work for over 30 to 90 days. So, ito yung, pag sinabing serious physical injuries, ito yung sinaktan mo yung victim ng sobra. As in, serious. So, next naman is Mutilation Act, Art 262 RPC. So, pag sinabing mutilation is the intentional deprivation of a person, reproductive organ, or cutting off any other body part. So, pag sinabing, for example nito is, sinaktan si Juan at pinutol yung kamay niya or anumang party ng katawan niya. Yun yung sinasabing mutilation. Next, Less serious physical injuries are 264 RPC. Injuries incapacitating the victim for more than 10 days but not exceeding 30 days. So, pag less serious physical injuries lang is may injury nga pero hindi siya malala. Hindi siya abutin like do sa serious physical injuries na 30 to 90 days hindi siya makakapagtrabaho. Basta pag nasa 10 days lang yung injury niya tapos gumaling na, yun yung less serious physical injuries. Next is slight physical injuries are 266 RPC, injuries incapacitating the victim for 1 to 90 days. So, pag sinabing slight lang is minor wounds lang yung natamo niya. Like, hindi siya makapagtrabaho ng 1 to 9 days, mga ganun. Next naman is lack of intent to kill. Must be proven in physical injuries, otherwise the act may qualify as attempted or frustrated homicide or murder. So, pag sinabing lack of intent to kill, example, sinaksak si Juan sa balikat pero hindi tinamaan sa virtual organ, kaya hindi siya namatay physical injury. Next is kidnapping and serious illegal detention, or 267 RPC by a private individual depriving another of liberty, aggravated if for ransom for 3 days, simulating authority, or if a victim is a minor, female, public officer, or harm. Ito yung pagdudukot ng tao sa, for example, mas mabigat talaga yung kaso nito is, kunwari, 3 days na kinulong mo. Tapos, ginamit ang detention para magpanggap na authority. Mga ganon. Tapos, kinulong mo is yung minor, babae, or public officer ang dinukot. Tapos, kung may ransom, rape, patay, or injuries na pagbabanta. Yun yung sinasabing kidnapping and serious illegal detention. Next is arbitrary detention, are 124 RPC, committed by a public officer who unlawful detains as a person. So, pag sinabing arbitrary is, for example, may kapitan na dinukot ang isang negosyante, tapos tinago at hiningan ng pera, kidnapping po yan. Kidnapping na arbitrary detention. Next is illegal detention, example, detaining a boy found for 8 hours without just cause in illegal detention. So, illegal detention pa rin kung kumare, kahit isang oras lang yung pagdukot mo doon sa isang tao, basta kinulong ng walang dahilan, illegal detention pa rin yan. May kaso pa rin yan. Next is kidnapping and failure to return a minor, are 270 RPC, liability arises when a custodian liberally fails to return a minor to parents or guardian. So, kapag may tao na pinagkatiwalaan ng isang bata pero hindi binalik sa nanay or sa tatay or sa parents man, so, kung sa grandparents or yung guardian niya, is ibig sabihin na kidnapping and failure to return minor yung magiging kaso. Is malversation of public funds. Any public officer who by reason of the duty of his office is accountable for public funds or property shall appropriate the same, or shall take or misappropriate, or shall consent, or through abandonment or negligence shall permit any other person to take such public funds or property wholly or partly, or shall otherwise be guilty of the misappropriation or malversation of such funds or property shall be guilty or malversation of public funds or property, Art 217 RPC. So, for example, isang public officer na gumamit ng alam niyang pera naman ito ng gobyerno. Malversation po yan. So, for example, yung nangyayari sa Pilipinas na kinukuha pala yung alam ng pondo ng gobyerno, kinukuha pa rin nila, kinukurakot po nila. Malversation po yan. Next is rape. Is committed when a man has carnal knowledge of a woman through force, threat, or intimidation when the offended party is deprived of reason or unconscious by fraudulent marcination or brave abuse or authority when the victim is below 12 years old or demanded. It is also committed where any person under the same circumstances perform an act of sexual assault as defined by law R 266A RPC as amended by RA 9353. So pag sinabing rape, nangyayari kapag pinilit ang girl gamit ang force or threat. Hindi lang girl, pati boy. Gamit yung force or threat kapag walang kakayahan na ipagtanggol yung sarili nila. Kasi yung nang-aabuso sa kanila is may authority